I have learned many different concepts in ECMP 355, and in this video I will describe a few of my favorites. I learned how to create a blog and why a blog is beneficial as a future educator. Initially, a blog is a great way for potential employers to see all of the past work I have done. I can post anything I want on my blog, from past assignments to random thoughts I have. As a teacher, a blog is a great way for students to learn more about how to use technology, as well as how to collaborate well with one another. I learned all about how to use Twitter. I have had a Twitter account for a couple years, but I had never used it for much beyond personal use. I can now see how Twitter can be a very resourceful place for future teachers. I recently started following a few new people on Twitter, such as David Weiss and Dan Meyer. I've already found several classroom management and teaching strategies from them, and I will definitely continue to find more. I have learned about several different websites that could be very useful in the classroom, and I will list a few. The first one is If This Then That, which is a service that enables users to connect different web applications together through statements known as recipes. I have also learned how to use Wordle, which is a tool for generating a word cloud from text that users provide. Here is an example of a word cloud I created through my teaching philosophy. I also learned how to use 5Card Flickr, which is an educational website where students are required to create a story based off of 5 photos. Finally, I have learned how to use the Daily Create, which is a website that posts a creative assignment each day that students can complete. All of these websites would be very helpful to me as a future teacher. I learned about several neat ideas from Google that I have never heard of before. I created a Google form, which is a great way to create an online survey with all of the data being collected into a spreadsheet. This is a great way for teachers to ask students questions, as well as for the students to ask their peers questions. I also learned how to use Google Docs and how it can be so beneficial to students. Google Docs is an awesome tool that can help students easily collaborate with one another. Google Docs is a great tool for students of any age. My views about technology have certainly changed after participating in this class. When I initially decided to become a math teacher, I imagined being exactly like many of the math teachers I had in high school. I thought I would teach the students how to do the math assignment, they would copy the notes, they would do the assignments, and then they would write the tests. I did not realize how beneficial technology could be in a classroom, especially because I was not really exposed to it when I was in high school. As a future math teacher, I have to be prepared to incorporate several different learning styles into my classroom. Math is a difficult subject for many students to learn, and I have to be prepared to put all the effort I can into helping my students understand what I am teaching. Given technology is becoming more and more familiar in our society, this could greatly help students have an easier time learning. Something such as a Google form could encourage students to create their own math questions and quiz one another, or it could also be helpful as a teacher to prepare online quizzes for the students to participate in, either in the classroom or from their home. Twitter is also a great resource for both the students and the teacher to use in the classroom. The students can ask questions to many different people around the world, and the teacher can do the same. On Twitter, we can use hashtags, which can help a question circulate quickly. I have learned a tremendous amount in this class, yet there are still many things that I continue to struggle with. The first thing is how I will be able to find all of these neat resources on my own. I have learned about so many great websites that can be helpful in the classroom, yet I cannot imagine how I could ever find these things without the help of this class. I hope that I will eventually be able to find many useful resources on my own. Another area that I am still having a bit of trouble understanding is how exactly I can make my Google image better. When I Googled my name, most of the things that came up were not education related. I hope over time I will have much more education related resources online that my peers and potential employers will view, and hopefully this will make my Google image more professional. My aha moment in this class was when I finally realized how useful technology can be in a math classroom. Initially, I was easily able to see how helpful technology can be in an elementary classroom, but I had trouble seeing how it could be really helpful as a math teacher. Once I was finally able to see many useful concepts that could help me as a math teacher, I immediately was much more excited about what I was learning, and I was genuinely eager to learn more.